Divorce is one of life's most difficult experiences, leaving individuals feeling lost, broken, and uncertain about the future. It's often compared to grieving a death, not of a person, but of a relationship, a shared vision, and often the life you thought you would have. There's an undeniable emotional toll that can leave you questioning your worth, your decisions, and your future. But here's the truth. Divorce is not the end. It's an incredibly painful chapter, but it's also a reset, a chance to rediscover who you are outside the context of a relationship, to rebuild your life, your confidence, and your happiness. In this video, we're going to walk through the emotional, psychological, and practical steps to rise after a divorce. We'll explore how to pick yourself up, heal emotionally, and build a future that isn't just about surviving, but about thriving. Why is this important? Because if you don't address the pain, it can manifest in ways that hurt your future relationships, your health, and your overall sense of well-being. Healing from a divorce isn't just about feeling better. It's about reclaiming control over your life and your future. Together, let's embark on this journey toward healing, growth, and self-discovery. We'll dive deep into various strategies, offer actionable advice, and guide you through exercises to help you rediscover yourself and build resilience. Divorce doesn't have to define your life. It's just one part of your story. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Accepting the reality of divorce. One of the most difficult and yet essential steps in recovering from a divorce is accepting the reality of the situation. It can be incredibly tempting to stay in denial, to cling to what was, or to focus on what could have been. But this approach keeps you stuck in the past, preventing you from moving forward. Acceptance doesn't mean you're happy with the outcome or that everything is suddenly okay. Instead, it's the acknowledgement that the divorce happened, that things have changed, and that this is now a part of your reality. Denial, while understandable, can become a significant roadblock. It's easy to get trapped in what-if thinking. What if we had tried harder? Or, what if I had done things differently? While it's important to learn from the past, fixating on alternate outcomes only prolongs the healing process. Acceptance, in contrast, allows you to shift your focus from the past to the present and future. Emotional resistance to acceptance. Many people resist accepting their divorce because doing so feels like admitting defeat or acknowledging failure. Society often frames divorce negatively, as though it's a personal failing. This stigma can lead to feelings of shame and guilt. However, relationships are complex, and divorce often stems from many factors beyond a single person's control. Understanding that it's not about blame, but about taking responsibility for how you move forward is key to emotional freedom. Here are some practical steps to help with acceptance. Journaling. This can be an incredibly powerful tool for processing your emotions. Start by writing about your feelings surrounding the divorce. Don't hold back. Pour out your anger, sadness, regret, and confusion. Writing helps you clarify your thoughts, and over time it can also reveal patterns and deeper insights into what you're feeling and why. Example, you might write, "I'm so angry that this happened. I keep thinking if I had done more, maybe things would be different. But I also realized that it wasn't just me. There were deeper issues we couldn't overcome." This sort of acknowledgement is a critical part of acceptance. Meditation and mindfulness. These practices help anchor you in the present moment. Meditation, in particular, can be transformative in calming the mind and reducing the spiral of negative thoughts that often accompany divorce. Start with simple breathing exercises and work your way up to guided meditations focused on healing and letting go. Example, practice a 10-minute mindfulness session where you focus on your breath. As thoughts about your ex or the divorce arise, acknowledge them and then return to your breathing. This helps create emotional distance from the situation. Therapy. Therapy is a highly effective tool in processing divorce. Working with a professional can provide you with strategies for acceptance and coping. Therapy helps you confront difficult emotions and gives you a safe space to express feelings you may not be comfortable sharing with friends or family. Support groups. Many people find it helpful to join divorce support groups where they can share their experiences with others going through similar situations. In these groups, you may realize you're not alone, and hearing others' stories can sometimes help you gain perspective on your own situation. The role of self-compassion and acceptance. It's easy to be hard on yourself during and after a divorce. Many people feel a deep sense of personal failure, as though the end of the marriage reflects on their worth as a person. This kind of thinking is incredibly harmful and can prolong the healing process. Instead, practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend in your situation. Self-compassion involves forgiving yourself. Understand that you're human and humans make mistakes. Even if you contributed to the breakdown of the marriage, you must forgive yourself to move on. Acknowledging your effort. Remember that you did the best you could with the tools and knowledge you had at the time. It's easy to look back and say you should have done this or that, but hindsight is always 20/20. Give yourself credit for trying. Practicing self-care. This can mean many things, from eating well and getting enough sleep to setting aside time to do things you enjoy, even if they feel trivial at first. Self-care helps remind you that your well-being is worth prioritizing. Exercise. Self-acceptance letter. Write a letter to yourself where you acknowledge the pain of the divorce, but also affirm your commitment to healing and moving forward. For example, "Dear," and put your name. "I know this is a really tough time for you. You're feeling a lot of pain, sadness, and maybe even anger. But I want you to know that you're going to get through this. Yes, the marriage ended, and that hurts. But you are not a failure. This is not the end of your story. It's just a difficult chapter. I believe in you, and I know you have the strength to move forward." This exercise helps solidify the mental shift from denial to acceptance and serves as a reminder of your resilience. Chapter 2. Healing your emotional wounds. Once you've begun the process of accepting the reality of your divorce, the next step is emotional healing. Divorce leaves deep emotional wounds, and it's crucial to address them head-on. Ignoring these wounds can lead to long-term issues like depression, anxiety, or emotional numbness, which can affect your future relationships and overall well-being. Healing your emotional wounds is a complex process that requires time, effort, and patience. The emotional stages of divorce. The emotional process of divorce often mirrors the stages of grief. These stages include denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally, acceptance. It's essential to recognize that these stages are not linear. You may experience them in any order, and you might revisit certain stages multiple times before reaching full acceptance. Denial. As we discussed earlier, denial is the refusal to accept that the marriage is over. You may find yourself holding on to hope that things will magically work out, or you might avoid thinking about the divorce altogether. Anger. Anger is a natural response to the pain of divorce. You might feel angry at your ex, yourself, or even the situation. While anger is normal, it's essential to find healthy ways to express it. Bottled up anger can lead to bitterness, which will hinder your healing. Bargaining. This is the what-if stage. What if I had tried harder? What if I had been more understanding? You may also find yourself thinking, if I do this, maybe we can get back together. Bargaining is a way of trying to regain control of a situation that feels out of control. Depression. Divorce can lead to feelings of deep sadness, loneliness, and hopelessness. It's essential to acknowledge these feelings rather than push them away. Depression during a divorce can be temporary, but if it persists, seeking help from a therapist or counselor is crucial. Acceptance. This is the stage where you finally come to terms with the reality of the divorce. You may still feel sadness or regret, but you're no longer stuck in the past. Acceptance is the first real step toward moving forward and rebuilding your life. Strategies for emotional healing. Allow yourself to grieve. Divorce is a significant loss, and like any loss, it requires grieving. Many people try to rush through the grieving process, eager to move on with their lives. However, grief is a necessary part of emotional healing. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, anger, and confusion that comes with the end of a marriage. Bottling up these emotions will only prolong the healing process. Exercise the grief timeline. Create a timeline of your grief. Start by identifying the most painful moments of your divorce. Then mark how your emotions have shifted over time. This exercise helps you see that, while the pain may still be there, it's evolving. You're not stuck, you're moving forward, even if it's in small steps. Emotional release through expression. It's important to have an outlet for your emotions. Holding in feelings of anger, sadness, or confusion can lead to emotional exhaustion. One of the best ways to release these emotions is through creative expression. Ways to express your emotions. Writing. Journaling is an excellent way to express your emotions. Write letters to your ex, even if you never intend to send them. This helps get those unsaid feelings out of your mind and onto paper. Additionally, you can journal about your thoughts, feelings, and progress daily or weekly to track your healing. Art. Art can be an incredible emotional outlet. Whether you're painting, drawing, or sculpting, creative expression allows you to channel your feelings in a nonverbal way. You don't need to be an artist. Just let your emotions guide your hand. Music. Creating or listening to music is another way to release emotions. Create a playlist that reflects your emotional state, or write your own songs. If you don't play an instrument, singing along to your favorite songs can be cathartic. Movement. Dance, yoga, or even exercise can serve as an emotional release. Physical movement helps process the emotions stored in your body and can reduce feelings of stress or anxiety. Exercise. Emotional letter. Writing. Take a few moments to write a letter to your ex. In this letter, express everything you never said, your anger, disappointment, and even gratitude for the good moments. The purpose isn't to send this letter, but to help you release those pent-up emotions. Forgiving yourself and your ex. Forgiveness is one of the most challenging aspects of emotional healing, but it's essential for your long-term well-being. Holding on to anger and resentment keeps you tied to the past. By forgiving yourself and your ex, you free yourself from these emotional chains and allow yourself to move forward. Forgiving yourself. It's common to feel guilty after a divorce. You might blame yourself for not trying harder or for making mistakes. However, it's crucial to remember that relationships are complex and no one is solely responsible for their end. Forgiving yourself means acknowledging that you did the best you could with the information and tools you had at the time. Forgiving your ex. Forgiving your ex doesn't mean condoning their behavior. It simply means releasing the hold their actions have on your emotions. Forgiveness is for you. It allows you to move on without carrying the emotional burden of anger and resentment.
Exercise. The forgiveness ritual.
Write down all the things you're angry about or feel guilty about. Then, in a safe space, either tear up the paper or burn it safely. As you do so, visualize letting go of those negative emotions. This symbolic act helps reinforce the mental process of forgiveness. Chapter 3. Rebuilding your self-identity. After a divorce, it's common to feel a loss of identity. For years, you may have defined yourself as a spouse, and now that role is gone. This can leave you feeling unsure of who you are outside the context of your marriage. Rebuilding your self-identity is a critical part of the healing process, as it helps you rediscover your passions, values, and goals. Divorce is a pivotal moment in your life, but it also presents an opportunity for self-discovery. You now have the chance to redefine who you are and what you want out of life. This process is both liberating and challenging, but it is essential to reclaiming your sense of self, rediscovering who you are. The end of a marriage can create a void, but it also creates space for new possibilities. This is your chance to rediscover hobbies, passions, and interests that may have been set aside during your marriage. It's also an opportunity to explore new aspects of yourself that you've never had the chance to pursue. Hobbies and interests. Start by revisiting old hobbies that brought you joy. Did you used to enjoy painting, hiking, reading, or cooking? These activities can be a great way to reconnect with yourself. Additionally, consider trying new hobbies that pique your interest. This can be a time of experimentation and exploration. Reconnecting with friends. Divorce can sometimes isolate you from your social circle, particularly if your friendships were intertwined with your marriage. Now is the time to reconnect with friends who support and uplift you. Strengthening these relationships will help you feel grounded and valued outside the context of your marriage. Setting personal goals. Divorce can leave you feeling aimless, especially if many of your goals were tied to your marriage. Now is the time to set new goals that reflect who you are and where you want to go. These can be personal, professional, or even spiritual goals. Steps to setting goals. Reflect on your values. What's important to you now? Your values may have shifted during the marriage or after the divorce. Take time to reflect on what matters most to you moving forward. Break down goals into actionable steps. Once you've identified your goals, break them down into small, manageable steps. This makes achieving them feel more attainable and gives you a sense of progress. Celebrate small wins. Each step you take toward your goals is a victory. Celebrate these small wins as they will build momentum and confidence. Chapter 4. Building a strong support system. No one should have to go through a divorce alone. Having a strong support system can make the healing process much smoother and less overwhelming. Whether it's friends, family, or professional support, surrounding yourself with people who care about your well-being is crucial. Identifying supportive people. It's essential to identify the people in your life who can offer genuine support during this time. These are the individuals who listen without judgment, provide encouragement, and offer practical help when needed. Friends and family. Lean on your close friends and family members who have shown themselves to be reliable and supportive. Don't be afraid to reach out for help, whether it's emotional support or practical assistance. Divorce support groups. Joining a support group can connect you with others who are going through similar experiences. These groups offer a sense of community and understanding that can be incredibly comforting. Setting boundaries. While it's important to have a support system, it's equally important to set boundaries with people who may not be as helpful. Some friends or family members may be well-meaning, but offer advice or opinions that are not in your best interest. It's okay to distance yourself from negative influences during this time. Chapter 5. Rediscovering purpose and joy in life. Once you've begun to heal emotionally and rebuild your sense of self, it's time to rediscover your purpose and find joy in life again. Divorce can feel like the end of a chapter, but it's also the beginning of a new one. This is your chance to create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and joy. Clarifying your purpose. Many people find that divorce leads them to reevaluate their sense of purpose. What do you want to contribute to the world? What gives your life meaning? Reflecting on these questions can help you clarify your purpose and set new goals for the future. Finding joy in everyday life. Finding joy after divorce doesn't have to be a monumental task. Start by looking for joy in the small, everyday moments. This could be as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning, taking a walk in nature, or spending time with loved ones. Focusing on the present moment helps cultivate a sense of gratitude and happiness. Chapter 6. Preparing for the future. As you continue on your journey of healing, it's time to start looking toward the future. Life after divorce may feel uncertain, but it's also full of potential. This chapter is all about preparing for the future and setting yourself up for success. Setting long-term goals. Now that you've started rebuilding your life, it's time to set long-term goals. These goals can be personal, professional, or relational. What kind of future do you want to build for yourself? Start thinking about where you want to be in the next 5, 10, or 20 years. Chapter 7. Navigating loneliness and building emotional independence. One of the most difficult aspects of divorce is the loneliness that follows. You may have been accustomed to having someone by your side, whether it was for simple daily conversations or larger emotional support, and now that person is no longer there. Loneliness can feel overwhelming, but it's also an opportunity to build emotional independence. You are stronger and more capable than you realize, and this chapter will help you navigate loneliness while fostering emotional resilience. Facing loneliness head-on. Many people try to avoid loneliness by filling their time with distractions, whether it's diving into work, social media, or finding someone new to date right away. These distractions often serve as temporary relief from the emotional void left by divorce. However, avoiding loneliness doesn't solve the underlying feelings of isolation or sadness. It only prolongs the healing process. To truly heal, you must learn to face loneliness head-on. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel alone and that these emotions are a natural part of your journey. Loneliness is not something to be feared, but rather something to be understood and worked through. The key is not to view it as a weakness, but as an opportunity for self-growth. Building emotional independence. Emotional independence is the ability to find strength and comfort within yourself, rather than relying on others for your emotional well-being. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from loved ones. It simply means building a strong foundation of self-reliance, so you don't feel incomplete without someone by your side. Here are some strategies for cultivating emotional independence. Develop a strong sense of self. Spend time reflecting on who you are outside of your relationships. What makes you happy? What are your core values? This self-reflection will help you build a sense of inner confidence and strength. Practice solitude. Start by spending short periods of time alone, whether it's taking yourself out for a meal, going on a solo walk, or even going to a movie by yourself. The more comfortable you become with your own company, the less you'll feel dependent on others for happiness. Establish healthy emotional boundaries. While it's important to have a support system, it's equally crucial to set healthy emotional boundaries. You shouldn't rely solely on others for emotional validation or comfort. Building emotional independence means learning how to process your emotions in a healthy way, without always turning to others for support. Focus on self-improvement. Invest in yourself, whether it's through learning new skills, pursuing a passion, or setting personal goals. When you feel a sense of progress and accomplishment in your own life, you'll rely less on external validation from others. Exercise, comforting yourself. Create a list of activities that bring you comfort when you're feeling lonely or down. This list could include things like listening to your favorite music, reading a good book, or practicing mindfulness meditation. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by loneliness, turn to this list and give yourself permission to engage in these comforting activities. Over time, you'll build a sense of emotional security within yourself. Chapter 8. Managing co-parenting after divorce. Divorce becomes even more complicated when children are involved. Managing co-parenting with your ex can be one of the most challenging aspects of divorce, but it's also one of the most important. How you handle co-parenting will significantly impact your children's emotional well-being and their ability to adjust to the new family dynamic. In this chapter, we'll explore how to successfully manage co-parenting and provide a stable, loving environment for your children. Putting your children first. One of the most important things to remember when co-parenting is that your children's well-being must come first. This can be difficult, especially if there are unresolved feelings of anger, resentment, or hurt between you and your ex. However, your children should not be caught in the middle of those emotions. Strategies for healthy co-parenting. Effective communication with your ex. Co-parenting requires consistent and clear communication with your ex, even if you don't get along. You may need to set up boundaries or use communication tools like email or parenting apps if direct communication feels too difficult or emotional. Keep your conversations focused on your children's needs and avoid discussing personal grievances. Consistency is key. Try to maintain consistency between both households. This includes setting similar rules, expectations, and routines for your children. This consistency provides a sense of stability during what may be an otherwise tumultuous time for them. Avoid negative talk about your ex. Even if you're upset with your ex, never speak negatively about them in front of your children. Doing so can create confusion, guilt, and emotional stress for your kids. Remember, your children love both of their parents, and they should never feel like they have to choose sides. Focus on collaboration. View your co-parenting relationship as a partnership focused on raising healthy, happy children. Even if you don't agree with your ex on everything, try to find common ground when it comes to your kids. Collaborating as a team will make things smoother for everyone involved. Exercise. Co-parenting communication plan. Sit down and create a co-parenting communication plan with your ex. This plan should outline how you will handle important decisions, how often you'll check in with each other, and what methods of communication you'll use. Having a clear plan in place can prevent misunderstandings and reduce stress for both you and your children. Taking care of yourself as a co-parent. Being a good co-parent also means taking care of your own emotional well-being. Divorce is stressful, and so is navigating a new co-parenting relationship. Make sure you're taking time for self-care and seeking support when you need it. When you're emotionally healthy, you'll be in a better position to provide the love and stability your children need. Chapter 9. Overcoming fear of the future after divorce. Divorce can leave you feeling uncertain about the future. Questions like, will I ever find love again? Or, how will I manage on my own? Are common. It's normal to feel fear and anxiety when faced with an unknown future, but these feelings don't have to hold you back. In this chapter, we'll explore how to overcome the fear of the future and approach the next phase of your life with confidence and hope. Understanding your fears. The first step in overcoming fear is understanding it. Fear often stems from the unknown. It's a reaction to uncertainty. After divorce, your life may feel like it's in limbo, and that uncertainty can trigger anxiety. Acknowledge your fears rather than suppressing them. Once you identify what's causing your anxiety, you can start to address those concerns head-on. Some common fears after divorce include fear of being alone. Many people fear that they'll never find love again, or that they'll spend the rest of their lives alone. This fear can be particularly intense if you've been in a long-term relationship and are used to having a partner by your side. Fear of financial instability. Divorce can lead to significant financial changes, and many people worry about how they'll manage financially after the split. This fear is especially common for those who relied on their spouse for financial support. Fear of starting over. Starting over can feel daunting, whether it's dating again, finding a new job, or simply adjusting to life without your ex. The thought of building a new life from scratch can be overwhelming. Strategies for overcoming fear. Focus on what you can control. Fear often arises from feeling out of control. Focus on the things you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your goals. While you can't predict or control everything that happens in the future, you can take steps to shape the future you want. Set small, achievable goals. One of the best ways to combat fear is to take action. Set small, manageable goals that will help you move forward. These can be as simple as learning a new skill, improving your financial literacy, or exploring new hobbies. Every small accomplishment builds confidence and reduces anxiety. Practice positive visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool for reducing fear and anxiety. Take time each day to visualize a positive future. Imagine yourself thriving, whether that means excelling in your career, finding love, or simply feeling content and happy on your own. This practice helps rewire your brain to focus on positive outcomes rather than dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Seek financial and legal guidance. If financial fears are keeping you up at night, consider seeking professional guidance. A financial planner or divorce attorney can help you understand your financial situation and create a plan to ensure your stability moving forward. Build a support network. Don't be afraid to lean on friends, family, or a therapist for emotional support. Talking through your fears with someone you trust can help alleviate anxiety and provide you with a fresh perspective. Chapter 10. Rediscovering Intimacy and Trust in Future Relationships. After a divorce, many people struggle with the idea of trusting someone again, let alone rediscovering intimacy. The emotional wounds left by a failed relationship can create barriers to opening your heart again. You might feel hesitant to get close to someone out of fear of getting hurt again, or you may feel that you're not ready to be vulnerable. This chapter will help you work through those fears and guide you in rediscovering trust and intimacy when you're ready to pursue new relationships. Healing from trust issues. Trust issues after divorce are common, especially if infidelity or betrayal played a role in the relationship's breakdown. Rebuilding your ability to trust takes time, and it's essential to work through these issues before jumping into a new relationship. Acknowledge your trust issues. The first step to overcoming trust issues is acknowledging them. Reflect on your past relationship and identify what caused your trust to be broken. Was it your ex's behavior? Or were there underlying issues that existed long before the relationship ended? Seek healing before dating. Again, before pursuing new relationships, focus on your own healing. Take the time to work through the emotions tied to your previous relationship, whether that's anger, sadness, or fear. You don't need to rush into dating. Emotional readiness is more important than any timeline. Rebuilding trust in new relationships. Take things slow. Don't feel pressured to rush into intimacy or trust in a new relationship. Take your time getting to know the person and allow trust to develop naturally over time. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, honesty, and open communication. Practice vulnerability. Trust and intimacy require vulnerability. It's scary to open yourself up to someone after being hurt, but vulnerability is essential for emotional connection. Start by sharing small things about yourself, and as the relationship progresses, gradually share more of your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Communicate openly. Communication is the foundation of trust. Be honest with your partner about your fears and past experiences. A good partner will be understanding and patient as you work through your trust issues. Don't compare to the past. It's easy to compare new relationships to your previous marriage, but every person and relationship is different. Avoid projecting past issues onto your new partner and give them a fair chance to earn your trust based on their own actions and behavior. Trust yourself first. Ultimately, rebuilding trust in others starts with trusting yourself. Trust your own instincts, judgment, and ability to handle whatever life throws your way. When you have confidence in yourself, trusting others becomes easier. Chapter 11. Financial Independence After Divorce. Divorce often brings financial changes, especially if you were sharing resources with your spouse. You may be facing new financial responsibilities that feel overwhelming at first, but this is an opportunity to take control of your financial future. In this chapter, we'll explore how to achieve financial independence after divorce, including budgeting, managing debt, and planning for the future. Assessing your financial situation. The first step to financial independence is gaining a clear understanding of your current financial situation. Take inventory of your assets, debts, income, and expenses. This might include reviewing joint accounts and separating them, assessing alimony or child support payments, creating a post-divorce budget that reflects your new income and expenses. Once you have a clear picture of your finances, you can start creating a plan for financial stability. Strategies for financial independence. Create a budget. A budget is a roadmap for your financial future. Start by listing all your monthly expenses: housing, utilities, groceries, debt payments, etc. Then, compare these expenses to your income. If you're spending more than you're earning, look for areas where you can cut back. Pay off debt. Divorce can sometimes leave you with debt, whether it's from shared loans, credit cards, or legal fees. Create a plan to pay off your debt as quickly as possible. prioritizing high-interest debts first. If needed, consult with a financial advisor or debt counselor to create a strategy. Save for the future. Even if your finances are tight after divorce, it's important to start saving for the future. Building an emergency fund will provide you with financial security in case of unexpected expenses. Start small and gradually increase your savings over time. Invest in your career. Financial independence often comes from having a stable and fulfilling career. If necessary, consider going back to school, learning new skills, or pursuing job opportunities that offer growth potential. Investing in your career will pay off in the long run and help secure your financial future. Seek financial guidance. If managing your finances feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to seek professional guidance. A financial planner can help you create a long-term strategy for building wealth and achieving financial independence. Chapter 12. Rebuilding confidence after divorce. Divorce can take a toll on your self-esteem and confidence. You may question your worth, your abilities, and your attractiveness. Rebuilding your confidence is crucial for moving forward and embracing the opportunities that life has to offer. In this chapter, we'll explore practical strategies for regaining your confidence after divorce. Identifying the source of self-doubt. The first step to rebuilding confidence is identifying the root cause of your self-doubt. Divorce can trigger feelings of inadequacy, rejection, or failure, but it's essential to remember that these feelings don't reflect your true worth. Take time to reflect on where your self-doubt comes from and challenge those negative beliefs. Strategies for building confidence. Celebrate small wins. Confidence is built through small successes. Set achievable goals for yourself and celebrate each accomplishment, no matter how small. Whether it's learning a new skill, tackling a project at work, or simply getting through a difficult day, every victory matters. Practice positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself has a powerful impact on your confidence. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I'm capable and worthy of success." Focus on your strengths. Divorce can leave you feeling like a failure, but it's important to focus on your strengths. Make a list of your talents, achievements, and qualities that make you unique. Remind yourself of these strengths whenever you're feeling down. Take care of your physical health. Confidence often starts with feeling good about yourself physically. Prioritize your health by eating well, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. When you take care of your body, you'll feel more energetic, confident, and resilient. Surround yourself with positivity. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your confidence. Spend time with friends and family who uplift and support you, and distance yourself from those who bring negativity or doubt into your life. Chapter 13. The importance of self-care during and after divorce. Self-care is more than just a buzzword. It's a vital part of your emotional and physical well-being, especially during and after a divorce. Divorce can leave you feeling emotionally drained, stressed, and overwhelmed, which is why it's essential to prioritize self-care. In this chapter, we'll explore how to create a self-care routine that nourishes your body, mind, and spirit. What is self-care? Self-care is the practice of taking time to nurture your own well-being. It involves caring for your physical, emotional, and mental health in ways that help you recharge and stay balanced. Self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary for maintaining your strength and resilience. Self-care practices. Physical self-care. Taking care of your body is crucial for overall well-being. This includes getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and staying hydrated. Physical activity in particular can reduce stress, boost your mood, and improve your energy levels. Emotional self-care. Emotional self-care involves recognizing and addressing your feelings. This can include journaling, talking to a therapist, meditating, or simply allowing yourself time to rest and recharge. Don't suppress your emotions. Acknowledge them and give yourself the space to process them in a healthy way. Mental self-care. Divorce can lead to mental exhaustion, so it's important to practice mental self-care. This might involve setting boundaries to protect your mental energy, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in activities that stimulate your mind, such as reading, puzzles, or creative projects. Spiritual self-care. For some, spiritual self-care may involve meditation, prayer, or spending time in nature. Spiritual self-care is about connecting with something greater than yourself and finding inner peace and balance. Social self-care. While it's important to spend time alone for self-reflection, it's also important to maintain social connections. Reach out to friends and loved ones and spend time with people who bring joy and positivity into your life. Creating a self-care routine. Self-care isn't a one-time activity. It's a routine that should be integrated into your daily life. Start by setting aside time each day for self-care, even if it's just a few minutes. Over time, these small acts of self-care will add up and help you feel more balanced, centered, and resilient. Chapter 14. The role of therapy and counseling in divorce recovery. Therapy and counseling can play a significant role in your healing journey after divorce. While many people try to navigate divorce on their own, seeking professional support can provide valuable tools and strategies for emotional recovery. In this chapter, we'll explore the role of therapy in divorce recovery and how it can help you heal, grow, and move forward. Benefits of therapy after divorce. Therapy provides a safe and supportive space to process the emotions and challenges that come with divorce. Some of the key benefits of therapy include emotional support. A therapist offers non-judgmental emotional support, helping you work through feelings of sadness, anger, guilt, or confusion. Guidance and insight. Therapy can provide insight into patterns of behavior, communication, or emotional responses that may have contributed to the breakdown of your marriage. Understanding these patterns can help you grow and avoid repeating them in future relationships. Coping strategies. Therapists can teach you coping strategies for managing stress, anxiety, and depression. These strategies can help you stay grounded and resilient as you navigate the challenges of post-divorce life. Healing from trauma. If your divorce involved betrayal, abuse, or other forms of trauma, therapy is essential for processing and healing from that trauma. A trained therapist can guide you through the healing process in a safe and supportive way. Different types of therapy. There are many different types of therapy available, and the type that's best for you will depend on your specific needs. Some common forms of therapy after divorce include cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT helps individuals identify and change negative thought patterns that contribute to emotional distress. It's particularly effective for managing anxiety and depression after divorce. Talk therapy. Traditional talk therapy provides a safe space to discuss your feelings, challenges, and experiences. It helps you process emotions and gain clarity on your next steps. Family therapy. If children are involved, family therapy can be helpful for navigating co-parenting challenges and supporting your children's emotional well-being. Trauma-focused therapy. If your divorce involved significant trauma, such as abuse or infidelity, trauma-focused therapy can help you heal and move forward. Group therapy. Group therapy allows you to connect with others who are going through similar experiences. Sharing your story and hearing others' stories can provide a sense of community and reduce feelings of isolation. Chapter 15. Embracing a new beginning, life after divorce. As you move through the healing process, you'll eventually reach a point where you're ready to embrace a new beginning. Divorce marks the end of one chapter, but it also signifies the beginning of a new one. This chapter is about finding hope, joy, and purpose in your post-divorce life. It's about rebuilding not just your external life, but your inner world as well. Here's how to approach this new beginning with confidence and optimism. The power of rebirth. Divorce can feel like a death, but it's also a chance for rebirth. You're no longer tied to the roles, expectations, or limitations of your previous relationship. This is your opportunity to redefine who you are and what you want from life. Redefine your goals. What do you want to accomplish in the next phase of your life? Whether it's career success, personal growth, or travel, take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Setting new goals gives you direction and motivation. Embrace self-discovery. Divorce gives you the freedom to explore parts of yourself that may have been neglected or suppressed during your marriage. Use this time to rediscover your passions, interests, and strengths. Try new hobbies, travel to new places, or pursue education or career goals that excite you. Find joy in the present moment. While it's important to plan for the future, it's equally important to find joy in the present. Focus on small, everyday moments that bring you happiness. Whether it's spending time with friends, enjoying a good meal, or simply taking a walk in nature. Surround yourself with positivity. As you move into this new chapter of your life, surround yourself with people, environments, and activities that uplift and inspire you. Let go of toxic relationships or influences that no longer serve you. Trust the journey. Healing and rebuilding after divorce is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, but each step you take brings you closer to a life of fulfillment and happiness. Trust that the lessons you've learned and the strength you've gained will guide you in creating a brighter future. Embracing a new relationship with yourself. The most important relationship you'll have in this new chapter of life is the one you have with yourself. This is your time to nurture self-love, self-respect, and self-compassion. You've been through a lot, and now it's time to celebrate your resilience, courage, and growth. Exercise. Craft your new life vision. Take time to write down a vision for your post-divorce life. Imagine what your ideal life looks like. What are you doing? Where are you living? And who are you surrounded by? This exercise helps you set intentions for your new beginning and gives you a clear vision to work toward. Step confidently into your new life. You've been on an incredible journey, and it's time to step confidently into your new life. Divorce doesn't define you, it's simply one chapter of your story. The rest of your life is waiting for you, full of opportunities for growth, love, and happiness. As you move forward, remember that you have the strength to create the life you deserve. Surround yourself with love, joy, and positivity, and continue nurturing your relationship with yourself. You are stronger than you realize, and your best days are ahead. If this video has helped you, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and join our community of resilient individuals committed to personal growth. Share your journey with us in the comments, and let's support each other as we move forward together. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are not alone. Together, we can rise stronger than ever.